We saw you at the Cinema Society a while back. You're wonderful, wonderful. On a serious note, you're so young and the role in The Descendants was so serious. How were you able to prepare? What did you go within yourself, and what place did you find to be able to portray that?
Honestly, it's all in the writing. For me, as an actor, I never approach acting by trying to be a specific character. I don't do a lot of history or homework on the character. I kind of go into it, and I try to let the words affect my performance. You know, I think that's when you get the best performances, when you show up and you have your lines memorized and you authentically listen to what the other actor is saying, and through those words you let them affect you.
And of course, what everybody always wants to know, what was it like working with George Clooney?
He's amazing. He's a superhuman. He's the most philanthropic person I know, the most inspiring person I know, and also the most brilliant. The amount of wit that man's brain contains is out of control.
Very generous actor?
Oh, an incredibly generous actor. Regardless of whether the camera was on him or on me or on the tree, he was always there and always present and always giving it his all. He was never in his trailer, always on time, always had his lines memorized, playing basketball with the local crew members, or yeah, he went out of his way to make sure everyone felt comfortable, and that is a rarity and a gift, and I love him so much. He's an amazing human being.
You were absolutely fabulous. Absolutely loved the film, and you were brilliant. So,
God.
Love you. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and good luck, and congratulations on tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
International Film Festival, Mr. Roger Durling.
Thank you. And welcome to one of the most exciting nights in the film festival. I've been looking forward to this evening for weeks. I need to thank our presenting sponsor, lynda.com, for making the whole festival possible. And tonight's Virtuoso Award is sponsored by Stella Artois. All of the performers tonight, Demian Bichir, Patton Oswalt, Shailene Woodley, Melissa McCarthy, Andy Serkis, and Rooney Mara have made incredible music on their own. But tonight, all of them together, we're going to see a symphony. Please welcome our moderator for the evening, a great friend of the film festival. He's also the senior writer for Entertainment Weekly and the official Oscar greeter on the red carpet, Dave Carter.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you, everybody. It is an absolute pleasure to be back here helping with the Virtuosos panel for the second year, and I'm very excited that we've graduated to the Arlington Theater. This is perhaps the most beautiful theater I've ever seen in my life. Now, the 6 people that we're honoring tonight, some of them have been nominated for Critics' Choice Awards, some of them have been nominated for Golden Globes this year, some have been nominated for Screen Actors Guild Awards, some have been nominated for Oscars. But there's only one awards body that had the vision, intelligence, and foresight to honor all 6 of them, and that is the Santa Barbara International Film Festival Virtuosos Awards. So I congratulate Roger Durling and everybody involved with the festival for having the wisdom to honor them all.
Please welcome Shailene Woodley.
Yeah, you don't have to take your clothes off, it's okay. Shailene, you and I had a really fun dinner in LA a couple of months ago for an article I wrote on you for EW, and you told me one of the funniest stories that I've ever heard about someone getting a role. Can you tell the audience what you were doing in New York City when you found out that you had been cast? Because you were on your hiatus from your TV show, Secret Life of the American Teenager. How are you spending your time on your hiatus?
I moved to New York over hiatus to do something different because I'm from here, I'm from LA, from Simi Valley, actually, Santa Barbara people. And I was working in American Apparel just to do something different when I booked Descendants. And it was terrifying to have to quit my job. I hate that. Having to go in and put in your 2 weeks notice, that's terrifying.
But your manager understood why you were quitting the job at American Apparel.
She was very gracious.
But you honestly seemed, when you told me this story, you were nervous that she was going to say, "How can you do this to me?"
I was, because I had only been working there for 2 months. So I thought that she would be pissed that I took a job for 2 months and then was quitting, and what a waste of time on their part. But she was very gracious and kind and considerate.
One of the things that we talked about is that you've been very busy because you've been working on this television series. So it's not like you're, a film student necessarily, and you didn't really know that much about Alexander Payne, who he was when you read for him for the first time. Do you look back at it now and think ignorance is bliss in a way because it made you maybe less nervous to meet him?
Oh, totally. Yeah. My movie vocabulary extends to The Goonies and Dirty Dancing to this day. So yeah, it was really nice to get to know Alexander as a human being before getting to know him as this acclaimed, amazing director, which he is, and he's just a phenomenal human being. I love him to the depths of my core, but it was really nice to get to know him without the intimidation factor.
I would imagine that the one thing you've been asked about, and certainly I asked you about it, and then when we did a Q&A in front of an audience last week, well, that's what they asked about, is the underwater scene, where you cry underwater in the swimming pool. When you were shooting that, did you think that this would be a moment that people would latch onto and talk about and be impressed by, or was it just another day on the set for you?
It was just another day on the set. It was actually really funny. The cinematographer, the guy who actually filmed it, his name is Don King, and he's a world-renowned surf cinematographer. So he was in the pool with me, and Alexander was indoors filming a different scene with George. I would come out in between takes to see what we were doing in the pool, and we only did 4 takes, and Alexander told me to go underwater and do whatever I wanted to do. And it was my own therapy session to go underwater and scream. It was so nice.
When I talk to you, you really are just such kind of a free spirit in a way. You're very interested in indigenous cultures and environmentalism and being healthy and all that. And then here's this character that you play, who it just kind of breaks the mold of the sullen, angry teenager. Where would you say you found Alexandra?
She's the yin to my yang. I don't know.
Do your friends like her?
Are my friends like her?
Do you have any friends like her?
No. I did, I'm sure, in high school, I'm sure, but I don't anymore. I choose to surround myself with happy human beings. I went through that angsty period. I think every single person does. I think it's a rite of passage to hate the world and feel like the victim. And I think, I don't know, I definitely went through it.
Would you say you are more or less foul-mouthed in your everyday life now that you've played her?
Oh, now that I've played her?
Yeah.
I don't know if she has any responsibility for my language. I'm trying to be polite.
Well, Alexander told me that his 2 prime directions for you, the 2 words that he kept saying to you over and over again when he was directing you, were slower and louder.
Yeah.
Was that all you needed? Were you like, that's it? Or was that the perfect amount of direction for him?
No, it was kind of perfect. Alexander at the table read, he's very meticulous with his casting, and he told us all that he cast us for who we are as human beings, which I don't know what that says about us. But, so he really gave us the creative freedom to be ourselves within the rules and restrictions of the character, and he always told me to speak slower, because I'm a speed talker apparently, and louder because I guess I spoke on a very quiet level. But another day he gave me the direction of, he came up to me and said, "You're not being you, be Shay." And that was the best direction I've ever gone in my life, because acting really, at least for me, is just an extension of myself. And so it was really refreshing to have a director who got to know me so well as a human being that he could tell when I was starting to act, and versus when I was not, or when I was just being authentic to the character.
And is the slower thing, is that just a function of, because when you're doing the TV series, you just have so many pages to do on a given day, and the dialogue is kind of snappier and faster? Did that take a lot of training yourself to get into the island mode of the Descendants?
Yeah, well, the television show, we definitely do speak at a very fast rate. But I never got used to the slow pace of Hawaii. My body did. I loved how chill it was there, and how you could get up and hike and then go have a bonfire and camp on the beach. It's amazing. I love it for that reason. But as far as the slow freeways and slow dialogue, I'm still not used to that.
Can you tell the audience what you told me about what happened after you had finished filming that scene with George Clooney on the sofa, and how he kind of made it clear to you that he was happy with what you had done?
Okay. After the scene on the couch, when the scene that you guys saw, he came up to me and he turned around and he put his hand out for like a high five, and it was kind of his way of softly, comfortably letting me know that I guess I did something he approved of. He's just a superhuman. I love him. He's incredible. He always goes out of his way to make you feel comfortable, make you feel wanted, and like you did a good job, but without putting you on the spot and saying, "You did a really good job," because that's always awkward. Compliments are so awkward, especially when you just finished a scene with someone. So yeah, I really appreciate his understated camaraderie.
Well, he's a massive fan of yours. I could tell when I spoke to him about you, and you have a lot of new fans because of this performance. So many, many congratulations. Shailene Woodley.